everybody, it's Emily with Usborne. Gonna go over with you now some of our math homework helpers. To begin with, we have some of our illustrated dictionaries of math and the elementary illustrated dictionary of math. There is actually a third one in this series, which is the first dictionary of math, or illustrated. These are kind of more of a reference guide on math, covering subjects. Not really a lot of activities for the kids to do or problems for them to complete, but more of a reference of saying, here's how you can work through that problem. So this one here, which is the highest level of the illustrated dictionaries of math, is kind of a middle school, I would say, level. It says 12 and up, but it really kind of covers some geometry and algebra, but it also has some of the things that they're learning earlier, like ratios and percentages and those types of things. The illustrated elementary math dictionary is, it says 8+. I would say it's probably around first, second grade type of thing, because it does start with sequencing, addition, subtraction, but it goes into comparing numbers. Let's see, what else is in here? Multiplication and division, algebra, 2D shapes, all kinds of great stuff like that. Area. So we've got some geometry in here as well. The reason I really like these is that I am planning on using them myself when my child has homework questions in math that I don't quite remember, because it's been way too long since I've taken that subject. I can quickly look in here and reference the index, find what he is studying, kind of read up on it, and know a little bit better on how to help him or direct him here and see if he can help himself. So again, those are the illustrated dictionaries of math, 3 of them. They're great. We do have some activity books for math. This is the times table activity book. We also have an addition and subtraction activity book. And this is just kind of a fun little book. It is consumable, so they do write on the pages, as you can see, and work out the problems as they go through. And there are some stickers in there too, so it is a fun little activity book for them. Again, available in times tables and addition and subtraction. And then we've got the Lift the Flap. Usborne really loves Lift the Flap. It's a great way to kind of introduce subject matter in little chunks of information. Great for kids who kind of maybe have some problems paying attention to things. It puts the information out there in little tiny chunks, so it's not too much all at once. But the multiplication problems are kind of presented in more of a word problem format. And then when you lift the flap, they give you the actual equation and the answer. So that's how this one works, but very colorful, very fun, great for kids learning the initial concepts of multiplication and division. It actually also comes in, or sorry, this is just multiplication. It comes also in fractions and decimals, which is brand new. Got to see that one in June when I was at convention, and it looks really, really fun. Just haven't gotten my hands on it yet. So, one other thing, which is not a traditional book, but is a great product that Usborne carries, is the Learning Wrap-Ups. So a lot of people have used these before. I think they've been around for a really, really long time. But the Learning Wrap-Ups are available in addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions, yay. And then one that's not math, but really fun, is states and capitals. So it has a couple of these here that go over the states and their capitals, and then as you get further back, it's the states and their abbreviations. So had to go over some of these myself because I didn't remember. But just to show you really quickly how these work, it's a series of little plastic key type looking things, and a string, obviously. So this one is subtraction. It starts with -1 and it goes all the way to -10. So each key goes over one fact family. So this one is the -1s, but just to show you really quickly, it has a start, shows the kids where to start. You start with your string right there. It's 7 minus 1, and you find the answer on the opposite side. So I will do a couple of these really quickly, and I'll show you why in just a minute. But, okay, so I did about halfway down. There you go. when your child is doing these, the great thing about them is that they can self-check to see how they did. And when you turn them over, if you see these little grooves that are kind of highlighted in the light here, they will line up with the strings if the children have gotten them all correct. So they can go back and see which ones they missed, try again. Great little thing. Great thing is you don't have to hold the flashcards. It's a little bit different presentation, so a little bit more fun for them. They can sit in the back of the car, do it on the way to or from school. Really, really fun and helpful. Great way to learn their math facts. So that was learning wrap-ups. Two more things that are kind of math related, but a little bit more fun. We've got This Is Not a Math Book, and it kind of is, but it's presented in a format where it's a little bit more fun. It's a little more activities, a little bit more artsy. So it talks about, like this page here, it talks about kind of mirror images and how you can link them all together to form a different picture, and it has you do that activity. It talks about, let's see, 3D art, making your own 3D drawing, how to use perspective. So it does present a lot of math type of topics, but in a little bit of a different and more fun little format. The last book that I'll talk about here in our little math section is Coding for Beginners. This is a new book that kind of came out this spring. Really cute. It's on scratch coding. And if you see, where's the little kitty? This little kitty here, that's the scratch little guy. And actually Scratch is not something that Usborne invented or even owns, but they've created this little book here to kind of as an activity book for kids to go through scratch coding and learn how to do it and really enjoy it. So it's got a lot of the prompts here that they can learn and input as they work on it. I know that my oldest kind of learned a little bit about it in school and has been doing it all summer, really enjoying it. So that's a little fun little game book there to kind of help them kind of start working a little bit more on computers, a little bit more on coding. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's your math homework helpers. Thanks, guys.